Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a fresh new episode of Knock Off the Perch, a Manchester United podcast. We have had a topsy-turvy roller coaster of our 2024 with Manchester United. Some really highs, very low lows. So, we'll be talking about all of that. We'll be talking about how the new management came in, tried to shape things according to their way. We'll talk about the manager merry-go-round. We'll talk about the player troubles. What stood out for you, Roj, in 2024? Where do you think United went right, went wrong?
Yeah, I think we will get into the specifics of, how we are structuring this. The one thing that stands out for me, and that is above the wins, above the maybe the FA Cup trophy, etc., is how mismanaged we are as a club. I think that really came to the forefront. We all felt that it was, with the Glazers managing it was so bad and all, and I think Ineos have come in and they are starting to look at it purely as a business, cutting down costs wherever applicable or possible, and uh, they promised a footballing hierarchy. They pretty much set it up, and then Dan Ashworth was, I don't know, asked to leave or left mutually or whatever happened. But yeah, the chaos is on the forefront for all of us to see, and I think that is what stood out for me in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, our banter era doesn't seem to be ending only. I loved how someone on Twitter called us Statements FC. Every few weeks or so, either our player will be giving out a good statement, a long statement, or our club would be, got so used to seeing those statements with those corner flags, change in manager, some new post coming in which we didn't know existed. I still don't know how, minus Dan Ashworth, what the structure looks like, who is handling what, and
Yeah,
it
it's
was
all in
a
shambles.
it was a false dawn, to be very honest. Like, when Ineos came in, we were very surprised to see how swiftly the decisions were being made.
Yeah.
We were very ecstatic on seeing how reputed names were being linked with our clubs. Omar Berrada came from City. We were able to get Dan Ashworth after a long wait. Wilcox we were able to get, and the whole strategy was quite clear. And the results have never matched what was happening outside of the
Correct.
club. Uh, Somehow we managed, to win a trophy in Eric Ten Hag's second season. That was probably
Two
the
seasons in
high
a row.
point. Yeah,
Two
2 seasons
seasons.
in a
Yeah.
row.
Serial winner Eric Ten
Man,
Hag.
man repeated that almost 200 times in his press conferences. Now we have
Yeah.
got a manager who knows
What to
how to
say?
do lovely press conferences, but
Everybody is
simply
saying
can't
for
translate
how
it.
bad United performances are. Amorim comes in and smashes in the press conference immediately after.
Seriously, seriously, and but we simply cannot translate it to the pitch, can we?
No, so if I look at it, I think in total or in net, if I look at the first 6 7 months, right up till August, till when this season started, I still felt largely positive. I mean, we started the year with a few unbeaten games. I think we went 7 or 8 unbeaten games. There was that time when in January, February, players were coming back before they went injured again. When it felt like, okay, if Eric Ten Hag is given his squad, he will be able to turn it around and all of that. Then there were a few lows where we, especially that Crystal Palace game where we lost 4-0 at Selhurst Park, that was hugely disappointing. But then the high of winning the trophy, all that was muddled with, night of the FA Cup or eve of the FA Cup final, and there are reports that Ten Hag will most likely get sacked irrespective of the result. A 17-day review, and Ten Hag keeps his job probably because there is no one else better. And but since then, I think since this season has started, it has all been downhill. I mean, we can see the Premier League table. Uh, 14th is by far the worst. I think eighth was the worst finish we had, and we are at 14th spot. Okay, one quick one there. So we are at 22 points right now, We finished the last season with 60 points. Okay, so that's 38 points with half the season left, 19 points. Uh, is there a remote possibility that we go on a run and get 38 points in the 19 games left, which is pretty much 2 points a game? And if I sort of extrapolate it through the season, 2 points a game is Champions League qualification territory. You end up qualifying for Champions League if you get like 76 points on 38 games. Can this team do it?
Every match I keep on asking myself, the team can't get any lower than this, and they tell me yes we can. So, but no, I don't think we'll be fighting relegation battles or anything. I still think there'll come matches. I don't know if you've seen this stat. I think we are like the new Brighton now. Brighton in the this was a start between before 2 games before Brighton. Brighton in their last 180 games across competitions have won 60 games, have lost 60 games, and have drawn 60 games. That's the definition of a mid team. I think
33%
this
win
is,
ratio.
yeah, 33% win ratio. We somehow managed to keep somewhere around 40-50% win ratios. 52% win ratio is what we see our managers, historical managers
But
have.
I don't know if you've seen the entire document that we were discussing. Do you know our win percentage in 2024 across all competitions?
Has it been less than 30%?
No, no, we're not that bad.
Hmm. How much is it now?
45%.
Yeah. All
And
right.
this is across all
But
competitions. This includes whatever
hmm,
last three Europa League wins. This includes FA Cup 5-6 wins that we had in the season. I think in the Premier League it must be lesser than 40%. I haven't
yeah, but
looked at that.
what I'm trying to say is this is the true face of Manchester United as of now, as of date.
Yeah, as of now, I think
Past glories
finishing
aside,
around 10th is what is the it's an apt representation of what this United team is.
we could finish sixth, we could finish
14th.
14th. Nothing would surprise me. Anything in between, we could
Crystal
finish
Palace are
it.
only 2 points behind. We could
I
go to
know.
15th as well now.
Yeah, yeah. So we could finish in between any of these places, and it won't surprise me. What would surprise me is if we finish anywhere amongst the top six. Because
Top
I
6 is
truly
not
feel,
happening, man. Top 6.
I truly feel if we do that, it'll be truly non-deserving because I can name 5 teams who have played consistent football this year who deserve it more than we do.
No, for us to finish top 6, it will probably require us to get what 40, 42, 43 more points, somewhere around 60, 65 points. That is not happening here. In the
Uh, If if
19 games,
If United has taught me one thing, never write them off. So I wouldn't write that off as well. But this is the true representation of the team. We are the midest of the mid team right now.
yeah,
We are, we could count ourselves lucky if we end up with a trophy. And then we are already out of
Carabao.
Carabao Cup.
We have
We
Arsenal in
have
the FA Cup.
Arsenal FA Cup. Europa League, we seem to be doing well, unbeaten there, I think.
Yeah.
Uh, so thanks to Eric Ten Hag, brilliant unbeaten record he provided both Rude and Amorim.
I
So
still
yeah,
remember what
that
Eric
could be
Ten
it.
Hag said after what the Porto and who did we play? Fenerbahce.
Fenerbahce. Hmm.
He said, going away to Porto and Fenerbahce and coming away with 2 points, we are a hard team to beat. I'm like, yeah, we are a hard team to beat. Who can't beat any other team? We couldn't beat 20 at home. So, yeah, I think everybody's
I
trying to
think I
spin
I think
stories.
Eric Ten Hag really thought that history will be kind to him like it was to Mourinho. We made so much fun of Mourinho when he said that finishing second was the best decision, was the best
Somebody, a manager could
contribution
do
and
with this squad.
achievement.
Yeah, 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 correct.
Yeah, and we made fun of that for such a long time, and now we know how big of a deal it was.
Correct,
So yeah,
correct.
history has been kind to Mourinho, but I don't think it will be that kind to Erik ten Hag. What do you make of Amorim now that he has come in, tried to settle down all the players, but again, one thing which is never ending with United is a manager player saga, irrespective of how good the manager is with the player. This manager was supposed to be a player's manager, right? And we are now talking about Rashford leaving. We're talking about Garnacho links with Atletico Madrid. We're talking about a whole new rebuild.
I
We
think
already did
it
Ajax
is one of
2.0.
those. It is one of those. I think Athletic or one of these platforms journalist, Andy Mitten, I think he
Mm-hmm.
did this entire big story where he said that I've spoken to multiple managers in the past. Nobody is happy with
Yeah,
Rashford in the past, and in
Rashford.
in that he mentioned that Amorim is actually a smiling assassin. He is a full-blown disciplinarian, and on the
Mm.
face in the media he will come across as a very jolly fellow and this and that, but I don't I think he is a very hard stance on some of these discipline issues or whatever. We don't
Mm.
even know
Mm.
what Garnacho and Rashford did,
Mm.
and Rashford continues to do. I don't know, but maybe that is what is required in terms of curbing this player power. And some credit to Eric Ten Hag. I think he started some bit of that. I think
Yeah.
we discussed in Eric Ten Hag's farewell podcast, the episode we did, that if you have to give some credit to Eric Ten Hag on one of these things, it's leaving the squad in a relatively better position than he got.
Mm. Mm.
So he started some of that. Sancho, Ronaldo, and now it's happening with Rashford and Garnacho. So hopefully in the coming days it becomes better, but I think 2024 has been all about, that has been a big theme that has emerged through the months. I mean, started with Sancho early in the year. He went to Dortmund. He came back, played a little bit of those friendlies, preseason friendlies, and eventually got loaned off to Chelsea. And once that ended, once Amorim is coming, it's Rashford and Garnacho. So it's never ending for us.